What's up everybody, Jason Page here, and in this video I'm going to show you how I created this light painting right here. First, let me give a little background on why I created this image. We have a light painting brushes tricks and tips group over on Facebook, and Jason Reinhardt hosts a light painting challenge in there every week. Each week, Jason or myself or someone else from the group selects some household item to be used in the weekly light painting challenge. This week's household item was a spoon. So I'd been working on these spirographs and I thought, hey, this is a perfect opportunity to throw a spoon in there. And the concept kind of behind the image is that the hand of the creator is coming in and stirring up time and space. If you don't know how to create a light painting spirograph, you've never heard of one, I will link a full tutorial in the description down below, and also here or here. I'm not sure which one it goes to, but I think it's here. Anyway, so the tools that I'll be using to create this shot is my household item of a spoon. I'll be using the white hood and color filter from Light Painting Brushes, the universal connector, and the Coast G26 flashlight to illuminate my hand holding the spoon. To create the spirograph, I will be using the Soonfire DS30 flashlight attached to the universal connector with a pink light pen attachment and also the blue opaque light writer attachment to add a little color and texture into that spirograph. The settings that I'm using are ISO 100, f16, shooting on bulb mode so I can let the exposure go as long as I need, and I will be using a cable shutter release to start and stop the exposure. The two tricky parts about this image are number one, lining everything up, and then number two, the focus, because I actually have to change focus between the two elements of the shot. And just so you know, you can do this with any camera that's capable of a long exposure photograph. You can do it with a cell phone. I did a video on how to light paint with a cell phone. I'll put that down below. You can do it with a fancy DSLR camera or just any camera that's capable of doing a long exposure. You can do this with, even with the cell phone. So this is a great project. If you've got some kids at home, you don't have to necessarily do this one, but the spirographs are great to do if you're stuck at home. All you gotta do is hang a light on a string, swing it around, and you will create some really cool images. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into this one now and show you exactly how I created it. I used the live view function to make sure that the hanging light for the spirograph is lined up dead center in the middle of the frame. And again, I'm just setting the camera down on this storage bin, just making sure it sets flat. And I know, based on where I've lined up the storage bin and the camera and everything, basically the camera needs to go back in the center of the storage bin for the spirograph part of this image. Now, for the first part of the image where I'm going to add the spoon in, all I'm going to do is take this and just flip the camera like so. So it's hanging off the edge here. And again, I'm using the live view. In live view, I have this grid mode, which is the same way I just lined up the spirograph. I'm going to use that to line up the spoon now. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm right here in about the center. I know this is going to seem silly, but I'm resting my elbow on my leg so that I know where to hold this. So it's going to line up about center of the frame. Then I'm going to come in and illuminate it. Now that I know where to place the spoon in the frame, as well as where to place the camera on my storage bin, shooting up so I can create the spirograph, the only other thing that I need to know is the focal distance for the spoon, as well as the focal distance for the spirograph, because they are going to be different. And again, I'm going to have to change that during the exposure. So literally what I'm doing is taking a measuring tape like so and using the little focal plane mark on the camera. It is a circle with a line through it. A lot of cameras will have this. You just simply put the measuring tape there, and I know I'm going to hold the spoon about right here, so that's going to be 9 inches. So on the lens, I'm going to say, all right, I need to make my first focus point at 9 inches. Now when I go to turn the camera up for the spirograph, to record the spirograph, I need to know the focus distance from, again, the focal plane of the camera to the hanging light. And I've gone ahead and measured that, and it's about 3.5 feet. So I know that I need to change the focus to the 3.5 foot mark on the lens to make sure the spirograph is in focus. Again, doing this all in a single exposure. So I'm turning off the lights, Making sure the focus is set to about 9 inches for me to record the spoon, illuminate the spoon in the frame, take the camera, flip it up like so, change the focus to that about 3.5 foot mark to make sure that the spirograph is in focus. I'm gonna take a black cloth and cover the lens like so. Then I'm gonna turn the light on, start the spin of the spirograph, remove the cloth, allow the spirograph to kind of burn into that image. Then I'm gonna take the cloth, put it back over the lens again. I'm gonna switch from the opaque light writer to the pink light pen. I'm gonna start the spin again for the light pen. I'm gonna take the cloth off, allow the pen to burn into the image and create, the fine line of the spirograph. And then I'm gonna stop the exposure, and we should have a spoon right in the center of our spirograph. Using the live view of the camera, I'm just making sure that the spoon is lined up where I want it to be in the frame, which it is, and it looks like it's in focus. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the exposure and illuminate the spoon in my hand. All right, there we go. That should be the spoon in my hand in the image. Now I'm flipping the camera up so that it's now pointing straight up so I can create the spirograph. I'm going to change the focus on the lens right now. And then I'm doing this just kind of by feel. I kind of know where it's supposed to be. So right there. Now I'm taking my black cloth and covering the lens of the camera so I don't get any unwanted light streaks. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the blue opaque light writer. I'm gonna start to spin like so. And now I'm going to uncover the lens of the camera. Now what this is doing with the lens uncovered is it is capturing all these streaks and traces of light, which is going to leave this really cool geometric pattern in the image, better known as a spirograph. And I'm going to go ahead and just let this spin in for a second. Normally I'd let this go a lot longer, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to keep these short. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cover the lens again. Now I'm taking the pink light pen, I'm going to switch it out, so turn the light off, take out the blue opaque light writer from the universal connector, just pop the pink light pen in there, and now I'm going to basically start that same spinning motion, like so. Go ahead and uncover the lens, and we're going to go ahead and let that burn in now. I'm going to let that spin around so it comes around about the same distance as the blue opaque light writer did. So just let that go for a second. And I'm going to add one more thing into this, and that's going to be a flare right in the middle of the image. And I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to create that flare using the pink light pen as well. So that should be good. I'm going to go ahead and cover the lens again. I'm going to stop it from spinning, and now I'm going to turn off the light. And I'm going to now uncover the lens one more time, and just keeping the pink light pen steady and in the same place right in the center, I'm just going to turn it on for a couple seconds, and that should leave a flare right in the middle. That's it. Now I'm stopping the exposure. If I can find that thing. There we go. And there you go. That's a good one. And you can see there we've got the spoon right in the middle of the spirograph, and you got the little flare right on the middle of the spoon, and that's it. So that's how you create a spirograph with a spoon in the middle. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, please do hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. And if you have any questions about this technique or any other technique, put it down in the comment section below, and I will try to answer anything that I can. Please remember that I will link a full spirograph tutorial in the description of this video, so please check that out if you have more questions about how to create a spirograph. And until the next video, get out there and get creative.